in a world crying out for a top 10 show. John Roca and Matt Nost are here to bring you the top 10. Take it away, boys. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Top 10 Show here on Collider Live. Oh, Collider. I shouldn't say Collider Live. Collider. I'm in the Collider Live studio. We're in the Collider Live studio.
Yes.
I am John Roca.
I am Matt Nost. How are you?
I'm good. I don't understand why our Top 10 logo isn't up on the thing. I'm going to blame Cody for that. But
it's a two-shot, John.
Yeah, it's a two-shot. It's a static.
Fine.
I agree. I would agree with you.
Right.
And son of a bitch, he said he was leaving, and now he's going to sit in there. I don't have zero problem with you chiming in. But at the same time,
I'll be here to defend myself
maybe,
when necessary.
Look, why don't we swivel this in? And just every once and again, can we get this on some sort of animatronic little
Absolutely.
kick
That's
out?
what we can do. That's easy. Yeah.
As much as we want, there's like a little button. We can do plugs and stuff. Yeah, just pop it in right there.
It's perfect. Are these mics in the camera, Cody? Are these mics in the camera?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's a two-shot.
I'm going to put them down.
Again,
Well, it's a professional show that we run
just
here.
don't like-
Welcome to the Top 10 on Collider.
I am John Roca.
I am Matt Nost.
For those of you who are listening to us for the first time, taking a chance on us on the Collider Live YouTube feed, welcome. For those of you who've been with us for a while, welcome back.
Yes, we thank all our longtime listeners,
Yes.
and new listeners, everybody that's out there, all our patrons. And today is a patron show. And
Yes.
we also have shout-outs at the end of this. So we will do that. Did he change it? Dude, that is the laziest change.
That is the laziest. I
The
mean,
laziest. Hold on, let me put these back on.
before, yeah.
worst change.
The laziest
I'm going
change.
to cut to the wide shot.
For those of you, here we go.
You go out?
There it is. Look at how terrible this
So
is.
we're like plugging everybody else's stuff as if we need sponsorship on this show just to get our logo shown.
Jesus.
Or we're making some money on the side. Are we getting some
I don't think the
little piece?
witching hour has to go through this, for God's sakes. Anyway, all right. Well, back to the two-shot. Thanks so much, as we said, for coming aboard this train to the top 10. Today we are counting down the best single-location movies. This is a request from one of our patrons.
This is from one of our patrons. I pull up the email right now, and I can tell you that. So you want to vamp for me for 2 seconds?
Sure. If you want to be part of you want to be one of our patrons, you go to www.patreon.com/the top 10 number 10 there. See all the multiple tiers you can donate at. Our toppest tier is the Boss Hog tier. Those are the people who get to select a topic for us. We try to do at least one a month from that list of people who are donating at that level. So if you want, there's multiple tiers to donate. You get multiple things. So if you want to become a patron, you can. But this is a patron-inspired topic for today. Selected
Correct.
topic.
From David Mitchell Baker.
David Mitchell Baker, DMB.
And to all the people that submitted, we liked a bunch of the different. I'll take this off since Cody's not going to be in there now.
Yeah.
We liked a ton of different choices. Hasso had one and one only, and I liked it. I don't want to say it was.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
We always pick Hasso, though. He's got to take a little break sometimes.
Well, we pick a lot. We picked David before we pick. We
true.
try and spend. It just comes down to best idea. So whichever one jumps out the most at us, and we're like, we never done anything like that, or it's been a really long time, or whatever the case is. And this one's a great idea.
It's almost tough, though, too, because, I'm trying to figure out, does single location mean mostly in this location, or single location mean occasional? Do flashbacks count as not single location? Those kinds of things.
I would say no.
Yeah, I would agree. I agree.
I tried to, because I excluded some. It's like, there's one that's super long. And yes, technically they spend 85% of the time in this one location. The other 15% ends up being 28 minutes of this movie or whatnot. And you're elsewhere. It's a long movie. But it's I realize that almost all this movie you're here, but at the same time you do go elsewhere to me.
Is
in
it
my
a German
head.
movie? Is that your
Perhaps. Perhaps. With the champagne and campaigning before they leave, and then the British Navy or whatever they run into eventually, and then at the very end, it's like those, especially the end, that. The end is part of it for me.
Yeah.
But I won't fight you. We both love the movie.
We do. But I had to also exclude it for that because I had to go back and remember.
Me too.
So sometimes I have to go and read the synopsis on Wikipedia or IMDb to remember that there are other scenes.
Specifically.
Blah, blah, blah.
Or what jumped out. That's why I think it's my number 9. I'm like, okay, it's from memory, a lot of it, because it's been a while.
Yeah,
but you'll see why.
Yeah.
You'll agree with me.
Will I? Oh, I like that.
Well, no, just confidence. In that it's been a couple of years, like that sentiment.
Right. Fair enough.
But yeah, no, it's a totally fun list. And thank you to David Mitchell Baker. And we will read your list at the end of the show.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, we'll do the whole the paragraph before and your list at the very end of the show. But thank you to everybody that supports us, and that's why we're doing the shout outs at the end of the show.
Yep.
And it's our thanks to our patrons once a month at the $5 up and level, on top of the whatever else we give to you at those levels.
Yeah.
We are happy to say thank you on air, and we do that at the end of every month.
Yes, we do.
And so we will be getting to that at the end. So hopefully you guys stay. Listen to all these gorgeous names. They all sound handsome and beautiful every time they just roll right off the tongue.
How are you, man? How are things?
I'm good. I'm good.
You got a lot of energy right now.
Well, I'm starting to, tiny bit of pep from this.
Yes.
A little coffee on my way.
You're revving into it.
It's a murky day outside, and it's nice to have a nice warm cup of coffee.
This is my kind of day. I love these days. I hate the sun.
I love it because I live here.
Right, because it's occasional that it happens.
Exactly.
Right.
It's great when it's like, oh, look at this fun inconvenience. If this was 5 out of 7 days given certain times a year.
Oh, yeah.
It's like this isn't. Well, it's just gray and overcast and constantly gloomy.
Yeah.
And it has an effect. I've lived in that environment before. It just does. Yeah. And out here, it's like, hey, man, sunshine, mother. It's just about 300 and
burn, bitch.
Yeah, 330, 340 days a year.
Yeah, and the valley is strange for that. Like the morning is okay, and then all of a sudden at like 12 or 1, it's like Satan's asshole. It's like so goddamn hot.
Certain times of year, yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's brutal. We didn't have the random. This is weather talk about Los Angeles. Here we go, top 10. Hey, thanks for watching.
It's our tangents,
We normally have that week. It's prolonged about 7 to 10 days towards the end of October. Where it jumps into random. We got to 100 3 out of these 5 days.
Right.
And we didn't have that this year. We had some 90s, like low to mid 90s.
But we're also extending out longer than usually. It's colder by now in mid-November. Or towards tail end November.
Today's the first
day. We actually felt a little bit of coldness, right?
Yeah.
So now I've noticed it starts happening later and later, like late December or January. It starts to get cold, or even sometimes February, where it becomes consistent for a few days.
Hey, it's been up
frustrating.
And down. I've lived out here when it's been so cold in December.
Yes, me too.
We're not accustomed to it living out here.
Yeah.
Mind you, I've lived through Illinois' coldest winter.
Mm-hmm.
So I've lived through some cold, And it was still, because you get acclimated to, I just wear light layers type of thing, and you can always get by with that. And it was, it got almost too freezing, if not to freezing.
Yeah.
2 nights. I was like, dude, this is cold. Like, this is freezing cold for LA. Yeah. I don't have the clothes for this because this does not happen.
Yeah.
I had a leather jacket. That was the best I could do, and just sweatshirt underneath it. But yeah, last year it came later, and it was mild.
Yeah. Has Catherine started putting the heater in front of her body yet?
No, it went out. We had to turn it off to move a gas line, and then we had to relight it. So this is
oh shit!
The manual on it is this metal plaque, the placard type of thing. It's so inconveniently placed, right? So it has 3 things you can switch it to.
Yeah.
But all it is a long, probably 2 foot long metal rod that's about 1.5 times the fat end of a chopstick, right?
Oh, okay.
But in a cubed, like elongated rectangle, going down. So it's got 4 sides. And you have to push it down and move it to get it to the other spots. And it wouldn't turn to on. So eventually we figured it out. But even to light the pilot light, I had to buy the long matches and then tape 2 of them at their ends so you can get one long enough to light the pilot. It is the bottom of this stinking boiler. Because our charming house was built
in 1910,
in 1938,
when people had longer arms. Or something?
I don't know.
They had that machine, they had little things.
Or maybe they just were dumb enough they just turned the gas on for a while and would just throw matches at it. I don't know, but it's a technology that has been, it's still legal.
Yeah, sure.
It doesn't just kick out gas. There are, governors on it, and you have dials to turn. You turn that down and whatnot. But
I'm sure I'm not the only one. But like people, sometimes I have had to watch YouTube videos about how to turn on the pilot light, depending on what furnace or what.
Yeah.
It's mind blowing how many different types of furnaces there are, and like you have to click that thing, and then you have to hold it, or you have to keep it there for 10 minutes or whatever, and then you have to go inside and try to. Those long extending lighters, those are the ones I've used to light.
I bought those. They didn't work. They weren't long enough.
Oh shit! Those weren't long enough.
No, that's why I had to take. So the match is as long.
This scares me. Like you blow your hand off fucking doing that.
No, because there's so little gas coming out. You turn it to pilot mode, and then pilot mode is just like a slow release of gas to get the flame going. It's not like it's gushing out.
Fucking there will be blood.
I don't know. When the house was built, this is obviously they bought this thing. It was probably in the 40s or 50s.
Yeah.
It's maybe the 60s, but it looks old. It works. We're happy.
Fair enough.
But finally got it lit right when we didn't need it. It got warm again.
Yeah.
And then now, thankfully, like today we actually had it on during the day before I left the house.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
We don't do it. We don't turn. I told her we don't turn the heater on because I burn hot. So to me, I'd rather bundle up when it's cold than to turn the heater on. So she has a portable heater. I'm talking about my girlfriend. My girlfriend has a portable heater that she carries around from room to room and puts distinctly in front of her body.
Yeah.
And and we're reversed because during summer I will carry around a portable air conditioner that I put in front of my body because she doesn't like to have the AC on because she gets too cold. So I have to carry the AC around this unit.
Okay.
And we'll leave the windows open, but I have to have it on my body. I'll even sleep with the AC unit on my body, one of those portable ones, because that's the only way. But I have to angle it so that none of it hits her.
Oh, yeah.
Because she gets so upset if anything hits her.
Well, during the summer, I've gotten her to my side to think of like, let's get it cold in here because then you wrap up in the sheets and it feels really comfy.
It's nice.
And, so long as you got a small bedroom.
Yeah.
You put it on econo mode, and it gets it up to speed, and then it just only kicks on every once and again, and you don't feel as bad because you don't feel like you're just wasting electricity for your own comfort. I've had that argument with myself about all kinds of things. I'm so good about all this other stuff.
Yeah.
This is my
balance.
Yeah, it outweighs. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But I do what I can.
Yeah. I take out the trash.
I recycle. I've taken stuff to the dump and organized it out.
Yeah.
Whatever. This has got to go to this side, and I have to declare this and pay extra for that. I don't have a problem with that. Even though you're probably going to take most of the rare earth, minerals that are in that and whatnot, and spend it and make some money yourselves. But you're dealing with trash, so you do what you got to do.
Yeah. Can I tell you what's going on in my world, man?
Sure.
I'm super frustrated because my headphones, my Bose headphones, my cherished Bose headphones that I've had for 2 or 3 years now.
Yes.
And I've had replaced a couple of times because the left ear goes out on them. My most recent pair, I took to Australia. I went to Australia last week for a couple days, 3 days. And when I came back in the Uber, I was so just kind of out of it from the plane ride that I left my headphones in the back of the Uber. Because I had taken them, they were on my neck.
Sure.
And I had taken them off.
This has to happen all the time.
Yeah, right. Because I always have them on. Yeah. Always. So I took them off from him, and I was just like, it's a Chinese driver. I could tell from his phone, the Chinese was on his phone. He had a hard time understanding me about where to go. Like he's driving it using the Waze. Okay. But by the end, I'm like, oh, great. He was very nice, took out my suitcase. Everything's great. Putting my stuff away, what have you. Halfway down,
your stuff away.
Yeah, like he would take my.
Now I'm picturing him like he opens your suitcase, like he walked you into the house. He's putting my stuff away. I think he earned those headphones, man. I think
it was incredible that he knew which drawer was what.
Yes, it's just intuitively somehow you guys were in sync, and he's like, "I'm good with that." And then he saw that you were in sync too, and you left him a nice pair of headphones.
I did. No, but it was so frustrating because he moved my bag, everything got moved in there, and then I tried to when I realized I was halfway down the road. And so when I got to the house, I put away my stuff, came and put away my stuff, and then I tried to contact my driver. They say that on the Uber app. Try to contact.
Sure.
And it said, you've reached your maximum number of calls. Try again in an hour. The driver's not available. Okay. So in an hour, same message. The first time I tried to get him number to send a message, same message. So by the third time, the same message came up. Then I tweeted at Uber and Uber support. And they said, we're going to handle it. Don't you worry about it. We'll handle it. We'll get it on top of it. 24 hours later, what's the update? What's going on? We've assigned it to this person. 4 different people were assigned this case for them to come back at me on Tuesday and say, and we're recording this on Wednesday, to come back at me yesterday and say, the driver claims he doesn't have your headphones, so that's it. What the F? This is a $300 pair of headphones.
True. But you can't prove that you left them type of thing. I don't know. They could, if they wanted to, probably hide behind that. There has to be some sort of modest insurance within that.
Yeah. I don't know. Am I allowed to
bully them on Twitter? Yes.
Yes.
Do it. Go.
Am I allowed to bully them on
Why
Twitter?
not? If it means that much to you.
Okay.
There's only one person that can answer that, and that's you.
I guess
Is it
so.
worth it?
Yeah, I think to get those headphones back, or at least some kind of compensation, that would be worth it. Because the fact that it took them 3 days to get in touch with the driver and get a message, that's ridiculous.
The outlaw I know doesn't stand for that. You know, he's a man of action. He would have a plan being put in his place.
Right. Don't push me.
A military man, step by step.
I already reached out to a friend of mine that works at DMV, and I thought to myself,
what's the DMV going to do?
I was going to forward him the license plate number and then get the information, and then go knock on the dude's door.
This is why, just because you got a friend at the DMV, they can't do that.
Yeah, I know they can't do that. But I said, like off hours, I texted him and I was like, "Hey, is this possible?" He's like, "If you want to give me another job, absolutely possible. Don't even sweat it. Do you have another job you can give me?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Then it can't be done."
Yeah, this isn't
a movie, yeah, right?
Yeah, you're not a cop that I've known, and now you need to run a plate or something, but you got to do it on the hush hush.
Can I wear a cop's uniform, walk into a DMV, and ask for?
No, you cannot impersonate a police officer in public and get special privilege. No. That's a crime, John. That is a crime.
What if it's Halloween? And
I'm sorry, it's still a crime. Because of the motivation of the character, albeit a character.
Yeah, true, a character.
Your motive is the only thing that matters. I wish you could hide behind the artifice of, I was acting. But
thank you.
You believed it. Finders keepers, though, on this $20,000. So,
son of a bitch, man. I'm mad. Those headphones are precious to me. It's ironic because I bought the 400s. The 700s, the new ones.
Sometimes life hands you an L.
I know.
You can't blame yourself.
I got to go book another job. That's what it means. Fucking hell. I'm just mad.
You were out, fucking jet flying.
Uber riding.
iPhone having. House on the big hill. Outlaw, baby.
Wear my headphones.
Who wouldn't love to have a Ric Flair moment? I wish there was a moment in my life where I could just do that. Just go off on somebody. Just walk out like everybody understood the reference that this guy gets it. That that lady over there, whoever knows Ric Flair, just just walk out of the room.
I think if you had done it after we won the tag team titles in the Schmodown tournament, that would have mattered. That would have been the time.
I told Christian at one point.
If we'd done it in a live event, that would have been the time.
I told him at one point, look, is there any kind of budget that I could just do one thing? And I found a Flair robe, and it was like $120, $130, but it was nice.
Right.
For $120, $130.
Yeah.
And I was like, you want to cover this, and I will wear it. I'll shirtless. I will come out as Flair. I'll do it. And he's like, this was early on in Schmodown days. I was like, I will full on, if you want to do this stupid wrestling thing, I will do this. At the very least, a couple times to make it worthwhile for having bought this. I will not abandon the premise if it doesn't work out of the gate.
I would have happily seeded that kind of situation.
Why not?
Robe.
If we're going to really do this, let me have fun emulating.
Absolutely.
I didn't press him about it. It was just like, hey, what do you think about this? I found this on eBay.
Yeah.
It looks nice.
Who's selling Ric Flair robes?
Oh, there's
on
all
eBay?
kinds. There's some that have been manufactured, whatever else, that maybe the WWE at some point commissioned. I don't know.
Oh, maybe. Or WCW, yeah.
And then there's some people that made their own.
Yeah.
And those are for sale. And some people want a lot of money for those.
I think if I ever go heel again in the Schmodown, that'd be great to walk out in one of those fucking robes. It's outlaw in the back and all this. Oh, dude.
Got to go shirtless, bro. And you wear 2 shirts at all times.
I do. Because I'm ashamed of my body. I'll have to work out if I'm going to do that.
You wear 2 shirts to bed? It's like 2 undershirts?
No, I do wear one undershirt to bed.
Okay.
I wear underwear and a shirt. And my girlfriend is, because she accepts me for who I am and I don't feel shameful in front of her, I'm okay to wear one shirt. But we took videos last night because we're setting up a thing in my office to shoot something for the YouTube channel that I'm trying to build up, the other YouTube channel, because I have all this time.
Exactly. You need another project. Especially if you have to edit it and post it, do all the social media. You need another project.
I just can't stop. Anyway, we were taking shots of me and in a shirt, and I was just like ashamed of my gut. Just ashamed. I think this is.
I know.
I don't look terrible, but I feel like I look terrible. So it's a personal thing. I know you claim about weight, and you have never looked overweight or remotely fat to me, but you within your body, because it's all perspective.
I still feel.
Right.
Yeah, it is. I have body dysmorphia, just like a lot of people do.
Yeah, we do. We fucking do.
I love it. 20-some minutes into the show. It's just body dysmorphia is the conversation we're having.
One last question. Anyway, if anybody works for Uber or works for...
yes, Bully Pulpit. Use it.
For Bose and his Hayatman can help me in this situation, I'd really appreciate it.
Bose.
Yeah, if any of our listeners work for Bose, give me a massive discount on the Q's 35.2s.
Just casting life preservers out there. Anybody?
I'll promote it. I'll give you love. I'll follow you on Twitter, whatever you want. I just want those QZ 35.2s.
You even know the code.
Yeah,
so,
of course. The model number, of course.
Of course.
Black ones, please. All right. One last thing. Have you started watching The Crown yet?
Yeah, 4 episodes.
I'm 2 in.
Okay.
Are you liking it?
Yeah.
I'm liking it.
Yeah.
Right?
It's good.
I want to see her become more active. I imagine that's going to happen as the episodes go along. The first 2, she's a little bit like kind of reacting to what's happening around her, and I want her to start taking more decisive action as it goes along. So
yeah, but that's kind of her world at this point.
Yeah, right, isn't it?
The monarchy is just a reaction. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not pushing any of the action within societal.
Yeah.
Understanding on that level. Like they're not pushing political policy. They're not waging wars.
Yeah.
They're not inflicting taxes, and other than the taxes they're trying to get from the people to subsidize their lifestyle, it still doesn't make sense to Americans. But whatever, if taxpayers want to pay for that, I guess you can do whatever you want to with your money.
True.
So the reality of it gets into, I think it's the 3rd one.
Oh, really?
That one's really good.
I told my girlfriend she's going away tomorrow night. I told her I'm moving on ahead because she hasn't even watched the first 2 seasons. She watched a few episodes of the first season, but it was kind of slow for her.
Okay,
slow burn for her, so she wasn't 100% behind it. But we started together last night. Because I think you can jump in right now. You can absolutely jump in right now.
Sure.
You don't need to necessarily know that much about the first 2 seasons. But if you know historically the story, you're
even
fine.
that the settings are all national or international. So
yeah.
And they're all true.
And you get the relationships from the beginning. Like the issue between Margaret and Elizabeth, the issues with her husband, the issues with Margaret's guy. All of that is laid out for you.
Ever-changing dynamic of who am I, what am I, what's my purpose, what's my goal.
Exactly. It's all there. So it was seamless. So anyway, if you haven't watched The Crown, recommend it to all of you who are maybe hesitating watching it on Netflix. All right, let's get into this thing. Let's jump into it, Matt. What do we do here?
Once we set a topic, or David Mitchell Baker, and thank you, sir, once again for having done that, set the topic. We went our separate ways and created personal top 10 lists. Showed back up here in camera. I'm doing this. Straight to you, buddy. First, we do our bottom 3. Pardon me. I do my bottom 3. He does his bottom 3. I do my next 2. He does his next 2. Then we trade one apiece. Once we have revealed our personal top 10 list, we create the shows between the 2 of us.
Boom.
Jumping right in.
Let's do it.
So I tried to honor as much as the singularity of they were at one specific location for the vast entirety, if not the entire movie.
Agreed.
And that's why my 9, it's like, I don't know. 10 for me is Locke.
That's my 9.
Okay.
Yeah, good movie.
It is. I don't know how much I'm going to go back to rewatch it.
No, but you can appreciate it for what it was.
Exactly. That's why it's 10.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's just like it was really interesting, and Tom Hardy pulls it off.
Yes.
And it's a dude in a car.
Yep.
And it is fully engaging the entire time as you see this man juggling all these balls, and will they crash to the ground or will they not?
Yeah.
Between his family, his job, and his side hustle, so to speak, the one-off occurrence. Tom Hardy is, he's great.
He's excellent, and it's full of if you go on the cast list and you see the incredible amount of actors they got to come
for voiceover. Tom Holland comes on as his son at the end, and you're like, Tom Holland, what in the world?
Yeah,
but you hear it, and you're like, it's unmistakable.
It's fascinating to see it, and the way they're telling the whole story while he's driving in the car. Everything is happening while he's driving in the car. Yeah. It's not like 6 hours later or anything like that. It's legitimately the whole thing's happening. He's driving in the car. There's an inciting incident at the beginning of the movie, near the beginning of the movie, and that's what escalates everything. And you find out why he's in the car, where he's going, why he's going to where he's going, and then you get a window into his business, you get a window into his relationship, you get a window into his other relationship, and you get a window into who he is as a human being, and both sides of it. Both good and bad. And by the end, you're like, well, and then it just ends. And you're like, God damn.
Yep.
It was just a window into this
snapshot.
And then boom, it was closed.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Just a snapshot. We start at point A, and he's already moving. He's on the road.
Yeah.
And you know this from the trailer. And the best part is we haven't said what this movie's about. We can just talk about the overall arching structure because we can't ruin it.
No.
He's in the car.
But that's what you need to know.
Legitimately, he's in the car, and it's fully engaging. It's all Tom Hardy of seeing him mentally kind of scramble and the fights he has.
Yes, which are great.
Yeah, which are great.
Yeah.
Good for him. It's a really good movie.
And he's sick. So
on top of that, he's dealing with
everything else. Yeah.
Well, it's the stress leading up to this day. That's why he's sick.
Yeah. Right.
His body is just tired, and he's gotten to this point. Everything's unraveled. He knew it the whole time. He just couldn't figure out how to do it beforehand.
He couldn't stop it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's your number 9?
9 is my question.
Okay.
Misery.
Oh, I think Damn, that's tough.
I don't so how long does it take them before they get back? And then they're there until at the very end when they're at that restaurant. He asks for the bottle of water and whatnot. Yeah. They're there for, but I don't remember how long. In my mind, it doesn't seem like it's that long until they get there.
Yeah, I don't think it is because he's driving the car.
Yeah.
So he's. I think it starts with him.
Is it him just straight driving the car?
Straight driving the car, like through the credits and the window and the snow. I think it's all of that. And then you get the idea of what's happening. I think there might be a beginning scene with Lauren Bacall at the beginning and then an end scene with Lauren Bacall in that way.
Okay.
But I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Yeah. But I no lie, I legitimately watched maybe 4 or 5 days ago, watched the last half an hour of the movie randomly on one of the channels. It's good, man.
It is.
That battle between them at the end is
psychological terror throughout.
Yeah, of course.
Of this just unhinged character.
Yeah.
And Kathy Bates, you believing every second of it. I mean, she hobbles him.
Yeah.
That is one of the realest. The realest.
But that's in the top 3, isn't it?
What do you mean?
Like top 3 moments in film where it felt authentically real.
Oh, of that kind of palpable violence?
Yes. Like the curb stomping in American History X.
Yeah, good call.
Right? The ankling. And then what else?
Yeah, she hobbled. There's got to be others.
Yeah.
Where someone just gets maimed so brutally and you watch it.
Yeah. You're just like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So just for its memorable nature, it's a deviation from a lot of what else is on my list, and the single location using it for more terror. I guess there's some of that a little bit later.
Sure.
I guess on some level, so to amp it up, but. It's a damn good movie. I just couldn't remember that opening little bit right there. Yeah. So does it qualify? I believe it does because memory serves. They just jump right into this thing. Yeah. But it's been a while since I started from point A. I've caught it over the years on whatever and just kind of watch it out through to the end. I hope I'm after the hobbling usually when I come in.
Oh, yeah, because the hobbling is rough.
I will watch it. I won't turn away type of thing. Yeah. If it comes up and be like, well, you agreed to this. You knew it.
I turn and just hear the screams. I can't watch it. It drives me nuts. I'm no good with that kind of stuff on film. I don't mind overall violence. Like you could shoot people up all you want when I'm watching a movie.
Oh yeah.
The second you slice someone's gut open or something, I just go, I can't fucking deal with it. It's too local. I just can't deal with it.
But the Stallone is Rambo in Rambo when he's using the machine gun and people are getting chopped in half at like the femur and it comes. So then his leg comes just flying out of direction. That would have been a good 3D movie.
Yeah. Good point. Hey, would Hilary Swank's in $1 Million Baby when she breaks her neck? Is that one that feels like
single? Oh, brutal.
Yeah,
yeah.
That feels real, right? Because you can hear the crack when she hits that fucking chair.
Yeah, but at the same time, the hobbling in American History X feel more real.
Yeah, that's you're right.
They really do. Hers is bad. I'm not taking anything away from it. Those seem vicious.
Yeah, good point.
There's the devil's inside you when you did that type of thing. El muerto.
Oh no, el diablo. No otra vez. All right, what's your number 8? Yeah,
my number 8 is Ex Machina.
Oh, nice choice, man.
Because they're out at the house.
That counts.
Yeah, they're at his house.
Damn, that's a great choice. You know what? Fuck it. I'm moving. I'm going to put that on my list.
All right,
I'm going to put that at number 10. That's fair.
I mean, it's a big house. Yeah. It has a lot of different flavors.
Yeah.
But they're at his house.
That's a good point. I had something else at number 10. I'll happily say what it is, but I think that's the one, man. That's a great choice. All right. I'm changing it now.
Yeah, dope movie. We've talked about it a bunch of times. It's come up recently on a number of shows.
Yes. Oscar Isaac, Alicia Vikander, Domhnall Gleeson. This whole idea of what is life, what isn't life. This whole idea of what responsibility do you have for things you create. And also the idea of it's a sentient thing that can figure you out, starts to figure out. Once it does, your ideas of morality are irrelevant to an AI.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't enter into the calculation. I have a goal.
Yes.
I will achieve my goal.
I will adjust tactics to achieve my goal.
Yes, but I have an ultimate purpose on this end. And then once you'd assume, if it's smart enough to do that, then once it sets that goal, it creates another goal.
Yeah.
And just continues to build and learn and figure out how to beat us. I get your fear.
Of course you get my fear. It's logical fear.
I just don't – it's not feasible. I just don't – ultimately, I don't see it happening. I really don't.
You really don't think we're ever going to achieve AI?
We will.
Okay.
Do I
think we'll control it?
We'll put in some sort of fail-safe that ultimately it can't succeed, like a simple kill switch. You know? It's just in a room that is unguarded by any modern technology, out in the middle of nowhere in the desert, you know, Area 51 type of thing.
Yeah.
There's no computers for miles. Nothing. They took it out of the base.
But something's got to connect the thing to the computer, right? That's why the EDM thing works, because it can't be. It's not whatever it's called. The EMP.
Electromagnetic pulse.
Right. That works because it's not attached to the actual system. If you have a kill switch that's attached to the actual system, then the AI can short circuit that kill switch from working. If you have an EMP, that's different.
I'm saying ultimately you could just. Its power source comes from one thing, and you put it on a switch in the middle of nowhere and be like, you cannot get power. We will not allow you to have power any other way, type of thing.
Right.
This is where I don't know, we'll figure out some sort of, that may not make logistical sense ultimately, but I don't see us going, dude, Pandora's box opens pretty easy. You know what I mean? Let's just, oh man, that's crazy. I think everybody going into it, I hope, is fully aware of the negative possibilities for us as an inefficient life form in its eyes. I get it.
It's wearing my skin as a Halloween costume. This is not cool.
Don't know why it's vindictive against us. Doesn't seem in its nature if it's that cold just to wipe us out. But I don't know its motivations.
I don't want to be farmed. That's my big fear.
Sure.
All right. So number 10 was Ex Machina. Number 9 is Locke for me. Number 8 is Rope.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that movie. Great Hitchcock film that I kind of discovered again. Going to, because in LA you can go see old school you can go see old movies at theaters like The Egyptian or The Arrow, or sometimes they'll show them at the ArcLight and stuff like that. Well, I kind of went on this Hitchcock binge a couple of years ago and tried to see all of them in the theater when I could, right? Because I didn't see a lot of them on TCM or whatever growing up. So I caught up on like Rear Window. I caught in the theater. All these kind of things I just caught in the theater. Rope was one of those ones that I kind of resisted because I wasn't sure, and it was colorized. So I was like,
Yeah.
And then I watched it and I was like, damn, this shit is tight. And it's all in one apartment.
Yeah.
And it's just a battle of wills between Jimmy Stewart and his 2 former students. And they've killed somebody, and that somebody is in the trunk, and they're trying to figure out who's telling the truth. They think they can just like gloat over everybody, these 2 guys, and then eventually Jimmy just kind of figures them out step by step.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, this is a really incredible thrill. All during a dinner party. So...
Well, go out and watch it. I haven't seen it. It's one of those, I know facts about it.
Okay.
I've never seen it.
Yeah. Some incredible acting. It's not a long movie. I think it's an hour 30, hour 40. And these 2 dudes, one guy is kind of like the leader of the 2 guys who's making this all happen, who's the most arrogant. The other one is a little more nervous. I think they share a girlfriend, or the girl was with one of them, but then went with the other guy currently. So there's that kind of stuff. And then people's parents are coming, and they invite Jimmy Stewart as their former professor to come hang out and be a part of this dinner party. But the whole time they want to be able to like tease Jimmy that something is happening here. So they constantly are asking him questions, and then Jimmy catches on, and then he's like, okay, what is this all about? And then he starts to kind of turn the game as it's going along. You're just like, man, this is incredible. So if you haven't seen Rope, I highly recommend it. Fantastic taut thriller. All right.
Top-notch recommendation.
Top-notch. There we go.
No one's going to fight you on that.
It is a good movie. Yeah, go ahead. What's your number 7?
My number 7 is The Raid.
Okay, that's a punt.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had it at different, and then I moved it down.
Do you have both of them, or just
no? The first one, Raid Redemption.
Agreed. Yeah, Raid Redemption. Yeah, agreed. All right.
And then
what's your 6?
My 6 is Die Hard.
Yeah, see, that's the one I had to take off my list.
Why?
Oh, because he rides in that car for a while before he gets to.
You think it's a while?
It is a while. I mean, for me, it's all perspective, or subjective rather. For me, it feels like he's on there for a while, and then there's stuff going outside with the cop when he goes to the convenience store. There's stuff going outside in the helicopters.
True.
So that kind of pulls it away a little bit.
And that's why,
I won't fight you on it. I think it's a great choice. I wish I could have put it on.
It's the. What is that guy's name? On Family Matters.
Yeah,
Reginald?
Yeah.
Is it Reginald?
Reginald VelJohnson.
VelJohnson. There you go. That does pull you out of, and dealing with the FBI agents.
Right. Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah. But the singularity of him once he's inside and it's set up is so tied in with everything about it. Like, to me, it's one of the few that I can think of places that I've been to that I know that the movie was shot there.
Yeah.
Just like, we talked about it a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, there's Nakatomi Plaza. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's Die Hard. I don't
You're like, what can I say that hasn't been said?
I mean, who is watching us for the first time that's never seen a movie and was like, hold on, Die Hard? You know, that's out there.
Die Hard?
What is that?
Is that a German film? Is that a French film?
Die Hard. I don't know. Germanic pronunciation. So somebody out there check me on that. But
wait, I gotta look that up now. Die Hard in German.
Die Hard.
Die Hard.
Seems a little harsh.
This is a comedy show, by the way. Don't get all fucking offended either.
I'm not worried about it. Go ahead. I'm the one that said it, so if you were offended, that's fine. I'm more than willing to admit it was terrible, so I have zero problem with that.
The German translation of Die Hard is Stirb langsam. Stirb langsam!
Stirb langsam! Can you do that with any Germanic phrase?
I think so.
That's unfortunate.
This is great. Look at the 10. This is a funny site. 10 really goofy German translations of famous movie titles. Dodgeball is straight in the balls. That's what it translates to in German.
Okay. What is it? Does it have the Germanic?
Oh, does it? Wohl auf die Nuss. Straight in the balls. Animal House is called I Believe a Horse Kicked Me. Ich glaub, mich tritt ein Pferd. I'm sure I'm going to get so much shit for that. Airplane is the unbelievable journey in a crazy plane.
Nice. Not on the nose at all. The wild comedic adventure on a jet. Perfect.
Blades of Glory is translated to the Ice Princes.
That's good. Come on, that's good.
I like that. Die or Die Eisprinsen. Die Eisprinsen. What else is there? Oh, I guess that's it. That's funny stuff. I like that. Yeah. What else can you say about Die Hard? Yeah, I think Matt nailed it there. There's so much.
But if you want to say the exclusion is too much, then maybe a case could be made.
You on it.
I know, but a case could be made.
It was just for me. And that was your 6?
That was my 6.
Okay, my 7 is another Hitchcock film called Lifeboat.
Okay.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Lifeboat, it's a fantastic black and white film. I think it's late 30s, early 40s, right in the middle of World War II. And the film is about what happens when the Germans sink a boat, and the Germans they sink the ship, but in sinking the ship, the submarine that was used cracks as well, or whatever, it crashes into the boat. So the Germans spill out of the submarine, and the people in the boat spill off the boat, and they scramble onto a lifeboat. And so
a combination of the two?
Exactly. So it's like it's like this whole kind of psychological thing on the lifeboat. So everything happens essentially on the water and on the lifeboat, and they go back and forth figuring out who's doing what, and a couple of them are injured, and then it's like as this goes along, and a couple of the German guys start to like work people mentally and like they initially play like they're victims. They were unwittingly part of the Nazi or whatever. I think it's Nazi or World War I part of the German army, and it starts to, and then eventually slowly it starts to turn, and you're just like, oh shit. And Hume Cronin is in this. Mr. Cocoon, he's real young in this film. And I think Charles Lawton is in this as well. But I know William Bendix, the guy who played Babe Ruth in the old school film. This is a fantastic film that whenever it's on TCM, I will watch it for a little while because it's essentially theater because they're all in that lifeboat the whole time, and you're trying to figure out who is trying to work. It's like Survivor for an hour and a half. So that's what I would say. If you haven't seen it yet, it's so damn good. All right. I mean, you haven't seen it, so what
I haven't.
Discuss?
But at the same time, it's one of those. It's a Hitchcock.
Yeah.
There's only so many, and everybody knows that both of those are good.
Yeah.
I just haven't for whatever. I've seen most of his others.
I think people come around to things as they come around to things when they're ready to. Yeah. That's the way I feel about movies. My number 6 is Moon.
That's a punt.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay. I don't know what that look meant.
No, just that I knew I had it lower, and I knew you'd have it higher. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as some speculate out there, then that was a time that you were gaming the system to make sure that it ended up.
No.
I know.
Oh,
but others have
some people think
postulated that we would go, you know what? I'm going to devalue my own opinion just to fuck over the other guy. No, I'm sorry. This is still my opinion. It comes in at 6. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
5. Before we get to my 5, why don't we take a quick break and hear this note from our sponsors?
Wow, that was nice. I appreciate us doing the work for the sponsors, but we appreciate the sponsors being on the show.
Yes, damn straight we do. Damn straight we do. Each and every week we thank you.
Yes, yes.
And all right, so my number 5.
Yeah, continuing the list.
Jumping right back in is 127 Hours.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. I don't know why. It's one of those ones. It's just a kind of. Do you really recommend it hardcore, man?
I mean, look, it's Franco at his best.
Yeah.
It's a dude that's pinned by a boulder because you know that.
Yes.
Because
from the trailer.
From the trailer, but I remember him on Letterman before the movie came out.
The actual guy?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Telling his story.
Wow.
And you start thinking about it and you're like, it's crazy. Like, to saw through with a dull blade your own stinking arm to escape out of there. It was incredible to watch. Utterly incredible as he's trying to get himself out, knowing that he's pinned there and he goes through every form. Basically, he gets himself to the point of, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
And it's him lashing out because he cuts his arm off. Mm-hmm. There's no other motivation.
Could you do it?
I would hope so.
I don't know. Like, you'd have to go into someplace mentally, right?
Yes.
Like, so.
Yes. Yeah. This isn't an everyday activity.
I mean, you get through the skin once you get to the bone. That's where you're
with
just
a dull blade?
Yeah, with a dull blade. It's going to take you forever.
To the bone.
Yeah.
The smart thing would be just to break it. I know.
Oh, so you lose
It would take less time, and it's easier to cut through the meat if there's no bone in the way.
Wow.
That's that. If I am strong enough to start cutting off my arm, I hope I'm strong enough to break it on top of that.
It almost made me throw up. The idea of breaking my own arm and hearing the crack is sickening.
And then he plays it into the camera. He's pulling out the guts. Like right into camera.
3D.
Yeah. Danny Boyle just took it a hard zoom straight in. I don't know how he was at a rack focus or hits the camera perfect. Too bad they don't show this at the Muppets Theater at Disney where you put the glasses on. Yeah. It sprays you with water and like bubbles come out and all that. You really get the effect.
Just blood on your face. Oh, no, look.
Exactly. It's wisping around, so there's like a wind effect as well. Spraying like, I'm getting, oh my God. It's just brutal. You get slapped in the face a little.
This 4D is incredible.
Oh, dude, the re-release on this. If we don't get 5%, copyright top 10, 2019. For the end of the year. We'll get our lawyer on that.
I'll gladly work the system, the whatever that is that it shoots.
That is our idea, guys.
Absolutely. Don't you take it.
All
right, that's your number 5. Mm-hmm. I'll watch it. I'm sure I'll watch it soon. My number 5 is Dog Day Afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah,
I kept it. Go.
It's a little bit of a cheat. It
just because. So what you're saying about Die Hard, to me, is this.
Okay.
When they go outside to his male lover and whatnot, that gives me just as much understanding of that individual, as what he's going through in the moment. Whereas the Reginald Val Johnson is like, he's helping along, but it doesn't help me understand McClane outside of that one walkie-talkie.
Well, I think that's the thing with me. It's because he calls the male lover, it connects it to the location.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
And so for me, that's a little more it works a little bit
You're
better
not wrong.
for me.
I wrote on the side, but it's just like, I don't know, that to me is kind of a pivotal scene because it...
Right, it is. Absolutely.
It gives you the motivation in part of who he is.
Yeah. But it's tough. I mean, this is a 1970s film. You're in one location. And almost the whole time, and it's like, but the tension there is just like palpable the whole time with Pacino and John Cazale and Charles Durning and everything going on there, and then Charles Durning like having to push back the more angrier elements or more aggressive elements of his police force, but still trying to negotiate with Pacino. Pacino's like kind of like at the beginning you sense that he's like in control, but as it goes along, he starts to lose the control as it goes along because
he's spinning.
He is. He's spinning. He's doing his best he can, and he's taking like cues wherever he can take the cues. Like just
This plan fell apart a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly. He's not doing this because he's like some kind of warrior for the working man against the system. He was doing this to buy a sex change operation for his lover.
Yeah.
And when he starts doing the Attica, it's so foundationless because that isn't his point.
I love. At least I read years later that was an improv line from him, and the crowd, they're regular people, and they just started chanting it back because Attica just happened. And it was a cry of the underclass or the subjugated or the poor or whatever going, yes, stand up, like fight back type of thing.
Yeah.
To get that from a New York City crowd, just of random strangers going, yeah, hell yes. Like, oh, wow, that is crazy. That gives you an understanding of the psychological profile of society, at least in New York City at that time.
Certainly in the 70s. Hell yeah.
You assume that's got to be reflective, probably the same way it is today. The larger cities have a lot of those individuals, and then they're spread out everywhere else.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. That's for sure. Anyway, it's just a fantastically well-directed film. I think it's Sidney Lumet who did Dog Day Afternoon.
I believe you're correct.
I'm a little rusty on my
doesn't come up with a Schmodown.
No, I'm a little rusty.
That page in the Outlaws encyclopedia is a little dusty.
I used to know everything, but there's just you keep shoving it in. There's not much left. Yeah, Sidney Lumet. Was it 2.5 hours? Yeah, No, it's only 2 hour and 5 minute movie. So
wow, it feels like a 2.5-er.
It does, right? Because and that's the thing about
sad the whole time. That's why.
Yeah, you're a good point. Good point.
Yeah, it feels longer because it's just like the whole time. It's like
because it's not going to end.
No, and with every gut punch, it hurts just a little bit more, and then that just carries with you until the next gut punch.
Right.
It's almost merciless at the airport.
It is. Oh my God, you're right. That's true.
It put us all out of our misery.
Yep.
Spoiler alert on a 40-how-many-year-old movie at this point.
It is. All right, what's your number 4, man?
4 is Buried.
Yeah, one I haven't seen. I know you like that movie. I have not seen that one yet.
It just so you want to talk about a single location? Boom.
Yeah.
Done.
Okay.
It's a dude that got buried.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds.
You
do love it.
He's got, trust me, you have a bigger love of Ryan Reynolds than I do.
I'm just saying you love him. That's all I was trying to make fun.
Oh, yeah, but you're implying, and I understand the implication.
How dare you?
The nice thing is his camera catch all this bullshit body language now. So if you're not, this fake shock. Because I'll go to bat for this movie. It's good. Just say just friends around him's not good, and just look at this. Watch this.
That's not a good idea.
Transformation.
Just friends are good.
The outlaw comes out. I wish the hat just flipped up. Took on a huge character. All right, when we get the slide-in screen, then we get the outlaw auto hat as well. It'll be another. You can hit a button, boom, hat gets planted on.
What'd you say?
It's like Mask, the cartoon. Robotic hand comes down, perfectly places it on your head. There's bright lights, great music. It's gonna be perfect.
The logo, the theme song comes in.
Outlaw, he's here to right all the wrongs. Outlaw. I want at least 50% on that.
Absolutely.
I think I should get all the songwriting royalties.
Absolutely. If we make it happen, you get 50% of everything.
Well,
Absolutely. I'm not going to give you all the songwriting royalties.
I just say we make it a union contract. That's all.
I don't know what that means. I feel like you're screwing me over by saying
I feel like I'm protecting my rights by doing that. Is what I'm saying. It's a matter of perspective. That's all.
Why did the top 10 fall apart? We got into a court fight about the rights, the royalties with a stupid song about the outlaw.
Dude, the 50 people that tune in, they are going to be transfixed.
That's true.
They're going to love it.
Fair point.
And all we need to do is get those 50 people to multiply to another 50 people, and we build.
Oh, that's a good point. But I think if
on top of the other project that you have, let's create another project on top of that.
If the hat comes on, the robe should come on for you. All of a sudden, your shirt gets ripped off, and boom, the robe comes on.
Oh, great! All
What'd you say?
Now I got lighting cues that I think we both would like. Some smoke effect every once again would be appreciated on this half of the table. I don't know about on that.
Fair enough.
I'm not saying use it every week.
I like it.
Pepper it in when it's good.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's build the show, and we get all this. It's not a problem. There's a lot of former Chuck E. Cheeses out there.
Oh,
so we can get some animatronic skeletons, and then we just change what some of these things do. We have like a little butler type thing right now, and it just does it.
What'd you say about Buried? Woo! Buried.
I mean, it's in essence like Locke. He's in a coffin.
Yeah.
Boom, go. And he has cell reception every once and again. It's vaguely coming through. Mm-hmm. I haven't spoiled anything, and it's a damn good movie.
Yeah.
But it's the singularity of the location. It's like I'm bumping it higher because I've seen it a few times, whereas Locke I've only seen the once.
Yeah.
So Locke, you could easily rate higher if I end up going back to you every once and again.
Sure.
So that was my 4.
Okay. My 4 is Dread.
Okay, because I had Raid,
you took Dread off?
Yeah.
Oh.
I love Dread.
Die Hard also occurs in a building.
Well, how many of these can, just like you with Hitchcock, because it looks like you're going to have 3 Hitchcocks.
No, only 2.
Really? Only 2? Really?
Yeah, only 2 Hitchcocks.
Okay.
I don't count the other one because it occurs at another place. You're watching them watch something in another
From
place.
the narrator's perspective, though,
But
which
you're
is
still watching another location. But I hear you're
from his location. We're enjoying it so we're living in the thing with him.
We're pre-fighting before we get to it.
We are pre-fighting.
We're tailgating before we get to the game.
Yeah, but who doesn't love a good, cold beer? Perfect. You think this is coffee? No way.
Have you seen Ford versus Ferrari yet, man?
Yep.
Dude.
Saw it in Dolby.
Yeah. The Atmos. Yeah.
So good. Catherine, I didn't know, took out her Bluetooth wireless earphones, the noise canceling ones, and actually put it in her ears because it was so loud. I was like, really? I mean, I knew it was loud, but I didn't think it was that loud. There's only been one movie ever that I thought was too loud.
Oh, yeah? What was that?
Beowulf, when they did the...
Oh, shit. Okay.
Whatever I've only seen it the one time because I hated it.
Yeah.
The screeching character that was like the son of Angelina Jolie somehow. When he was screeching, it was so loud that I was covering my ears and it was still like rattling around in my brain.
Wow.
And I was like, this is uncomfortable. I love movies.
Yeah.
I love movies. This is unbearable. I've gone out before to say I think it's too quiet.
Oh, wow.
Well, when Crystal Skull came out, seeing that in theaters, I couldn't feel Indy's punches. With that ridiculous like...
Yeah.
And it's usually like that little punch, you can feel it on a good enough system. And I was like, I'm not feeling that punch. I'm not asking to be blown away.
Right.
But you can feel it. It's just a ridiculous over-the-top sound effect.
What if you had the 4D thing? It's like, it really punches you.
A lot of ideas.
It could really work.
Really happen.
People are willing to surrender themselves to the experience.
Think of you even like a step further, and you do the Soarin', California Soarin' with the thing that's suspended.
Yeah.
What if you did that, all the same technology, and one of your favorite movies, 2001: A Space Odyssey, and you're like floating through space. You do that with any space movie or a submarine movie. Like it shakes, and you're like, oh my God, I feel the depth charges.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Or gravity, like when the ship starts falling.
Yeah, and you're like somehow falling as well.
I'm down with that. I'm 100% down with this idea.
I think eventually maybe movies have to kind of gravitate towards that.
It's $100 a ticket for the experience.
Oh, look at you jumping up the prices super quick.
I'm just saying.
Just pricing out the little man for a guy that likes to stand up for the working class.
The guy who just bought a house in California points to himself as the little man. You are not the little man anymore, guy. You moved up a tax bracket now.
But who's doing all the work at that house? You know what I mean? The next tax bracket up would then also be able to pay somebody to do all the work.
That's fair.
And I'm doing it. You make sacrifice. I'm happy to do it. I am not complaining at all. I go as fast as I can. I hate to fucking. It doesn't even matter.
I don't think you'd hire somebody even if you had the money.
No, certainly. I've hired people to help. Like I didn't do electricity.
Okay.
And the plumbing.
Do you think you could let go and never hire anybody if you're rich enough?
Sure.
Really?
Sure.
You wouldn't want to micromanage it or stand over it or whatever?
So long as I didn't do it with the shower.
Okay.
We had to although I had to go in and finish the grout for them afterwards because they screwed it up because of.
You told me the tile and everything like that.
Yeah, it took two full days of like 12, 16 hours down there with this little thing the size of a toothbrush and just slowly grinding off grout through an entire 8 foot by like 4 foot kind of telephone booth shower. Yep.
Curb stomp me before I do.
It took a long. It was I'm saying cumulative hours. It took me.
Yeah.
I spent cumulatively like 5 days in that shower alone, 5.5, something like that.
Right.
Because I had to tear it down 3 separate times, technically.
Yeah. Wow.
So that alone, that took a lot of time. But you add up the hours. I'm at 5.5 full days of hours working on this shower.
Yeah.
That took me a week and a half of like nonstop. I'm down there for 12 hours.
Right.
That was not, I put in a couple 16-hour days destroying a shower. That was just one of a whole list of projects that have had to be finished. Good times, man.
I love it.
But I'm in decent shape, so
yeah, you are.
Enjoying that.
So Dread was my number 4. Like I said, great stuff here from Carl Urban, Lena Headey.
Domhnall Gleeson again.
Domhnall Gleeson, yes. It's so incredibly well directed. Yeah,
the guy from The Wire. Can never remember his name.
Okay.
Let's see.
Who's that?
Oh, it was Stringer's partner. Why am I blanking on his name? The guy that was technically number 1, but
Wood Harris. Yeah, he was in Remember the Titans. Right.
He's been in a ton of different stuff.
Yeah.
He's in this. Can't remember the.
Olivia Thirlby is his partner, the female.
Okay. I couldn't remember her name.
Yeah. She is someone that I don't understand why she never blew up. Because she's never given a bad performance.
What else is she in? She's good in this.
Incredibly cute and very attractive and good at what she does. So I've never understood. She's like that mix of like a Anne Hathaway type of actress. Rachel McAdams kind of vibe. She's been in...
But that's my question. What else has she been in? Because Dredd wasn't a huge success.
She was in United 93. Juno. She was in Juno. She was the best friend of Juno. She was in New York, I Love You. Let's see. No Strings Attached. She was in Being Flynn, Dredd, The Wedding Ringer with Kevin Hart.
Okay, I'm sure some people have seen that, but I remember that being poorly reviewed. I didn't see it.
Yeah. Goliath, Chappaquiddick, the most recent one.
Oh, Chappaquiddick I saw.
Yeah. She's in that as a character named Rachel. And then
of course, Rachel.
Somebody came with White Orchid. So to me, it's just always been fascinating that she's never been like high on the list of people to be cast in romantic comedies or to be cast this kind of thing because she has the McAdams vibe, she has the Hathaway vibe. I don't know. Maybe those two just have those slots and she can't get past them.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird because she's good. She's really good.
And she's good in this. Yeah. Just the I don't know. This and The Raid to me, they're the same movie.
Okay. Fair enough.
Dredd, with what they do so amazingly are all the drug sequences.
Yeah,
they make this weird, but hyper stylized. You're on something that's releasing all kinds of endorphins and whatnot, like ecstasy on top of something else, on top of something else, on top of like pharmacologically something even more effective rather, five times over.
What's it called? Like slow-mo? Isn't it called slow-mo?
I think so, yeah. But when they slow-mo the one dude, they slow-mo the one dude and then throw him over the balcony.
Yeah.
And just, to him, it lasts like 100 times longer than everybody else. Everybody else, it's over in 9 seconds, 10 seconds as he falls to, although there's like 100 and something floors in this thing.
Yeah.
But oh my God, so he feels this for how long? Hours? Mm-hmm. How long does this take? 10 minutes instead of 10 seconds?
Yeah.
That's brutal.
All right, because you know it's happening and you can't stop it. Yeah. It's all in slow motion. You're like, oh my God. It's brilliant. And the 3D, this is some of the best 3D you'll ever see. If you ever see it in 3D, it's fantastic, Dredd is. And Carl Urban's great. Never takes the mask off. That's fantastic.
It's the character.
Yeah, I love it.
It's like the Mandalorian.
That's the thing I love.
Mask stays on.
We'll see what happens if
mask
he ever
stays
takes
on.
Yeah. Are you enjoying it? I'm loving it too, man. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. It's good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. Shout out to Verizon giving us customers a year for free without paying for it. It's pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. Saw the special when I was in Australia. I was like, yeah, sign me up. 12 months for free. All right, there we go. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is the other Hitchcockian Rear Window.
Here we go. Here's the battle.
Well, because you're seeing it through his eyes. So you're experiencing it through his eyes.
Right.
So he's the conduit by which you're understanding the story. Mm-hmm. Because it happens in the constraints of where he's at, to me, it's a single location.
Right.
But you're saying because the action of what he's following is happening from afar?
Yeah, in another location.
Okay.
So to me, but I get your point, though.
It's the conceit of the movie.
Yeah, I get your point, though, right?
All you care about is because that would be you. You are now him. So you're like, okay, and I'm stuck in this when, what's his name?
Raymond Burr.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was sitting there going, Richard Burr. I knew it was an R. Once I get to the first name, I get to the second.
Yeah.
Because I knew him from the lawyer show.
Oh, yeah.
My mom
Perry
loved
Mason.
It. There you go, Perry Mason.
Yeah.
I just remember the TV movie version one they did where they're at a courthouse or a state capitol or something. Guy falls out of an upstairs and he has to piece it all together and whatnot. My mom liked Perry Mason quite a bit.
It's a good show.
I watched a lot of Perry Mason.
Yeah, man.
But when he shows up at the door, that would be us, just sitting there like, oh, dude, don't make any noise. Like, maybe he won't know this is your place. He hasn't figured it out.
Well, to me, the action is occurring in another location.
True.
Which is why, to me, the conceit is. I'm not. Once again, I'm not going to fight you on it. But in my mind, I didn't put it on my list because it's all happening. There's stuff happening in another location. So when I think of single location, everything's happening in the one location for the most part. But it is in his mind all happening in the one location because, like you said, he's stuck here. So everything has to go through him. Like Grace Kelly showing up has to go through him. And everybody. Yeah.
But once again, all the action you're seeing from his vantage point. It's not like they cut to and then suddenly we're down and these people are tussling.
Right.
It's all from his. So we're experiencing that as he does.
Yeah. The helplessness of being able to being unable to stop it.
You have a suspicion. That suspicion seems like it's fairly accurate.
Yeah.
But you can't act upon it. So sitting terrified from afar.
Yeah. Good point. All right.
That was my 3. What you got?
I'm not going to fight you. Breakfast Club.
All right, I was hoping you had it.
Yeah. Oh, no, you didn't?
It was close, but it's like,
Okay.
I think if I was a few years older, I would have the attachment that others do.
Yeah.
I like it, and I understand all about it, but I don't have the same attachment to all those actors.
That's fair.
That for a generation, I fully get.
Well, it's not just the actors; it's the actual movie.
Well, and the story,
right? The
and
story is so good and relatable, and it's high school, and like, who's the nerd? Who's the popular kid? What happens when they come together? What's the reality of the situation? Right? How do they work it all out? And to me, that's what I enjoy the most about the film is that this is. These are characters you know. These are characters that you've experienced, and regardless of generational thing. And what's funny is now, I wonder if you could do a Breakfast Club now, right?
Of course,
the popular girl would not be the cheerleader or whatever. It would be someone else.
We don't know that.
Right.
When was the last time you were in high school?
High school. Now the nerds rule the world. The nerds would be the cool kids in high school, not the jocks.
So I'm told.
Yeah.
I don't. But I don't know if that's still the case. Yeah.
Is it blue state to red state? Like in the red states, are the athletes still the coolest kids, or are the nerds? And in the blue states, is it the nerds or the athletes? I don't know. I still think it's nerds now.
I would imagine it's just a general appreciation more for all of it. There's a lot less negativity. That's where I don't think this movie could work.
I hope so.
Because they would never allow for stereotypes to be displayed like this.
Yeah.
It's like, you're the jock. This is you.
Yeah.
You're the nerd. This is you. You're the emo goth. Here's the misunderstood young youth in Judd.
But that's the gift of the movie is
True.
Presented these stock characters or stereotypical characters, but then we see behind the curtain about what's constructed these kids, and it's mostly the parents and the society and the school teachers, right? They force them into these narratives, into these stereotypes, and it's fascinating, and so that's what I like about the movie. It is a shot against parents, and it's a shot against this idea of like, what's the line in the movie, like, once you grow up, I'm convinced your heart dies once you grow up, and it's like Ali Sheedy says that, and so it's like, okay, it's this whole thing of like fighting against the system that's been set up for us to feel this way about ourselves and have to fall into these caricatures so that we can exist within the construct of the system. And they're breaking the system by having these emotional, vulnerable, honest exchanges, both positive and negative.
Yeah,
because there are some negative exchanges where Claire says to Anthony Michael Hall's character, like, Kevin, I'm not going to – I don't know if it's Kevin, but something like that. I'm not going to say hi to you in the hallway. That's not how it works. And he's all like, what are you going to do? That kind of thing. So,
Because, well, you're viewing someone from afar and you've built up a preconception about who they are and what they are and the construct of high school and the ridiculous pecking order that is created.
Yeah.
Although – I mean, I know mine, like, there was tons of different groups, but I don't think that there was a general, like, we're better than you type of. It's like, we do our thing, you do your thing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, it's a good high school.
It was a small high school.
Mine was that way.
I can't imagine, like, at a huge school, that would be impossible.
Yeah.
But
we had, like, 617 people.
I had 120-something in mine.
Yeah. It was definitely, they were the cool kids, the cheerleaders, all those people.
Yeah, we had those, but it was just like, there's so few, in essence, kids. It's just like, these are the people that like to do the committees and run the yearbook and whatnot, but it's awesome that there's, 8 of you that seem to enjoy it. Great.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's, almost 10% of our class or whatever. So it's probably like 7 or 8% of the class. Awesome. That's on one project. Done. It's just good to get kids involved.
That's true.
A lot of those are usually on like student body, and then student body would cross over into, and then you get the jocks and whatever else. And the kids that would go just past property line to smoke cigarettes.
Oh,
you used to be able to smoke at lunchtime at my high school.
Yeah, mine too.
So you had to bring a note from your parents.
Yep. There was a smoking designated area. And ours, it was the back of the high school under the stairs. You could smoke there. The smoke, whatever they had a name for it. I can't remember what it was called. Maybe a smoking area or something like that.
I got caught smoking at school one time in gym class.
You were smoking in gym class?
Well, I was outside because there was this double door that led off. And at certain points, I'm a senior at this point, so it doesn't matter. And I went outside to have a cigarette knowing if I can hotbox it and get it down quick enough time, I can make it back before he gets back.
Right.
And as I'm finishing going to throw it, there was this perfect rain gutter where the upper part, when it met it, and there was a gap between the two coupling.
Oh.
So you just perfectly throw your cigarette and it's gone.
Yeah.
So there's no proof of, you just got to huff this thing down as quick as you can, get through as much as you can until you feel like you're going to get caught. And gym teacher caught me. But he liked me because I was a good guy, and I also, at that time, it was okay. I enforced on a couple younger bullies.
Yeah, okay.
They were taking care of other kids and just kind of put them in their place of, you're not the biggest dog out here.
Right.
Because it was mostly seniors in my class, but there'd be a couple juniors, a couple sophomores or whatever, kind of sprinkle it in. So he was just like kind of, I'm not going to say anything, but don't do it again.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is never going to happen again. I won't say anything. So thank you very much. And he just was like, walk on in.
Well, he was like, meet me afterwards. We'll smoke a whole pack.
It could have been. Could have been. I had weirder teachers in high school.
Yeah. What's your number 2?
2 was Moon.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, man.
Because it's a singularity of perspective, understanding, location.
Yeah.
And then the philosophical debate that it asks of you about humanity and right to life.
Yeah, yeah.
And the concept of what is life. And is it right to engineer this or to lie to someone, to all the questions that ask of you over and over again. So you're just living in this little, fucking recursive environment that just keeps kind of blending back on itself, so to speak, or mutating back on itself, and just living in this paradox on some level.
Yeah.
And he's just on the moon, so you get this weird, isolated, marooned atmosphere on top of it. So for the singularity of it, it's a single location. It is utterly by itself. He is literally by himself, but yet not alone, which is an interesting question to ask yourselves. If you guys have never seen Moon, go out there, please see it. It's a really good early Sam Rockwell when he's showing the world he has the chops that he's gotten the Oscars for later on.
Yeah. Duncan Jones, fantastic job directing that film. Yeah. David Bowie's son.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if he gets nominated for Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, right? I liked it.
So did I. I thought it's one of my favorite movies of the year.
Yeah. I was on FYC earlier today arguing for Taika Waititi as Best Supporting Actor nomination.
100%.
I think he should absolutely be nominated.
100%.
The high wire act of portraying Hitler for comedy, yet not losing the bubbling
side of.
Right, the bubbling, ugly, angry, violent side of him.
Well, because of the beauty of the conceit of the character.
Yeah.
Where that character springs from.
Yeah.
Couldn't create those thoughts because it can't think like that.
Exactly.
So it's a beautiful little, look at this rascal type of version. I was just keeping it warm. That's what best friends do. That line killed me in the theater. I can't wait to watch it again.
Yeah.
I really can't.
But then when he gets really upset at him, you see the Hitler come out.
I feel like we're spoiling,
Fair enough. Good point.
I feel like, yeah.
All right. So that was your number 2?
That was my 2.
All right. My 2 is the punt from earlier, The Raid.
2.
Redemption.
Okay. Good for you. I had it as high as 6. That and Die Hard were flip-flopping.
I just think because I removed Die Hard, I have to put this here in my opinion because I think this is a film that I absolutely thoroughly love.
And you had Dread where?
I had Dread at 4.
Really like this, cinema construct here.
I was more focused on the fact that there's a lot of these that are one-name movies on my list. I didn't even think about the idea of it being like a building construct for a number
just
of
boom,
my choices.
Location. I got your location right here.
Right here. But yeah, this thing, I mean, you do start out in the back of the van, but once you get there, and it's the rest of the movie.
That is nothing. That tells you really nothing about the character until they get into the chaos.
Yeah, man.
And the somehow believable and completely unbelievable story as it unfolds.
Yeah. I don't think the sequel's as good as the first one.
People, think it is.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
I'm not in agreement.
It gets a bit tedious at certain moments, and the fights go on a bit low. Some of the fights go on just a little too long.
Well, you could say that about the first one.
Well, I like the fights that go on.
Yeah, but that one fight where it's 2-on-1.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's standing. I mean, they are going so hard, and they crush each other.
Yeah.
Then they get up, and they're still spry as can be type of thing. It's fantastic to watch. Utterly fantastic.
Yeah. Thoroughly enjoy that film.
Perfect choreographed chaos.
Yeah. Do you think the American remake would be any damn good?
I don't know anything about it. I can't imagine.
Yeah.
How do you do?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not Old Boy.
No.
It's a simpler story, but
yeah,
I guess you could. I don't see why not.
Yeah. I mean,
perhaps. It's martial arts heavy, so when was the last time like a super martial arts heavy movie like that hit huge stateside?
No,
I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's been a while.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 1,000%. It does not happen that often. It does not happen that often. So you're right. I mean,
and it's the only way you can get away with this fighting style.
I think Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was the last one before that one, and that's martial arts. Kind of to an extent,
it's more
right. It's the fighting and
that's
the
more
wushu
fantasy
and all that. Yeah, right, exactly. So.
Yeah, no, this one's it's just a specific style of action to pull off visually what we associate with these types of movies.
Yeah, yeah.
I always wondered why the villain never got more work that I saw.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not working steadily in Southeast Asia somewhere and just crushing it.
Well, maybe that's what he's doing.
I hope so.
Want to do more, like cross over into American stuff. You know, it's possible. Because those two of them show up in Star Wars in the Force Awakens.
The scene where everybody makes reference to Ellis.
Yeah, yeah.
Kanji Club.
Kanji Club. Yeah,
That, I mean, to me, he was the standout. Every once again, those dudes pop up, like in Parasite, the dad. I was like, oh, that's the dude from The Good, the Bad, and the Weird, I think it's called.
Song Kang-ho.
And I liked him. He's my favorite part of that movie.
You know,
and
I tweeted that because I interviewed him here at Collider for Parasite, and I had no idea this guy's like the Robert De Niro of Korea.
I believe it.
Yeah. When I met him, I could believe it. Incredibly nice kid. Very giving, very fun, cool dude.
He crushes it in Parasite.
He really does. But I had no idea. People were like, you don't know who you've interviewed. This is the Robert De Niro of Korea. Dude, he was cool. He was totally chill. He had an awesome shirt. My God, go see that interview on YouTube. It's a fantastic shirt.
It's like you don't know who, was it Sarah R.O.?
Right.
Who that was until you knew who that was.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I get it now why you guys, hold him up to be your Babe Ruth, Barry Bonds, Mike McGuire, whatever, super slugger. I get it.
Yeah, agreed.
And hopefully he was clean. I don't care if he took. I would just want to know that so I can understand the reference of his numbers.
Yeah.
But I don't care, athletes. Just disclose it. Sure, you can take whatever you like.
Yeah.
It seems dumb, but it's your life. So long as it's allowed within the rules, go crazy.
Yeah. All right, what's your number one? Is it the same?
I hope so, 12 Angry Men.
12 Angry Men. Hell yeah.
It's the easy no-brainer. First movie I thought of.
Another Sidney Lumet film. Yeah, his first film. Yeah.
There you go.
Based off the Reginald Rose play.
He did a bunch of TV work before this.
Yes, he did. Sidney did, yeah.
It is genuinely one of the ones from that era that anybody now can go back and watch, and you get sucked in because the pacing is just as good as these people become to assess what they view the truth or how they're viewing the truth right now.
Yeah.
And Fonda basically pleading for the accused.
Yeah.
And how that conversation develops throughout with 12 Angry Men.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be there. It's a hot day in, New York?
Yeah.
And all you hear about that means it's hot and super muggy. Like just the type of humidity that you shield yourself from now as an adult. Doesn't happen out here.
No.
Thank God.
No.
We both moved away from it.
Yeah.
Heavy humidity is when you walk outside and you're instantly just sweating because it's just wet.
Yeah. Yeah. Going back to Orlando, that was what was like the feeling going back to for that live event. Walking out of the hotel before I went to bed that night, just walked for a couple of miles.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh my God.
You feel like you're wearing the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Like it's just decoding you.
Yeah. It's like someone threw a massively large, warm towel on top of your body. And you're just like, oh God. It's the worst.
It's a southern hug right there.
Oh, good call. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to put it.
That is a nice way to put it.
Henry Fonda, Jack Warden, Ed Begley Jr.'s dad. Ed Begley's in this thing. He plays the old man, juror number 10. Oh my God, who's the dad in Christmas Vacation? Oh,
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, I forget the actor's name.
He was in what? Necessary Roughness.
Yes,
he was in. It's a long
E.G. Marshall. E.G. Marshall.
Good point.
Yeah, he's in there, and so there's so much that goes on into that. And I directed the play back at Florida State, so it's a fun play to do. It's a fun movie to watch. And Matt's right; it totally holds up. It does. Still holds up. It's written so well. You know all those people, and so you've experienced them in your life. And when the change happens, Lee J. Cobb versus Henry Fonda at the end, there, you're just like you're heartbroken. You were hating this guy through the whole film, and then when you find out the reasons why, and it's not highlighted in a massive way. It's just there, and he has his moment, and you're just like, oh my God, wow. So, yeah,
bringing his outside bullshit into a conversation that it's not a part of,
right?
Which is what we said about this show. You may disagree with us, and we're happy to have the disagreement like a civil conversation.
Yeah,
but if it comes like you motherfucker, you're like, all right, well, there's no way we provoked this in you.
Yeah,
so.
This is something else.
This is.
Yeah.
I will not respond, but if you need to vent, go right ahead.
Yeah. You got to work something out.
You do.
Let me know.
That's fine. Get it out of your system. Puke it out.
Puke it out.
Puke it out onto the world. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
I feel so much better. I'm glad. But it has nothing to do with whatever we're doing.
Absolutely zero. All right, well, that's our separate top 10 list. Have they been putting the graphics up? We should read our top 10 list. For the graphic, right?
Okay, sure. We can build that in for them. Go back to that type of style to help them out, because I think I sped through the last one.
Yeah.
Not to say I'm not going to watch it, but there's no point.
Of course.
And to try and find where our list's in it, and there was no graphic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So, but we didn't stop for them to help them out.
Yeah, we should put the graphic in now.
So we got to be proactive.
So I tried to do it last time. You were like, no, let's keep going. So,
you did not.
I did.
You did not.
Go back and listen to that audio.
I will go back and listen to that audio.
And I say we should read our list for the grade. And you're like, it doesn't matter. We should move forward. And I was like, all right.
You'll probably having some pretty good impression of me for those of you guys watching out there.
I'm just saying. All right, what's your 10 through 1?
My 10 through 1 is at number 10, Locke, 9, Misery, 8, Ex Machina, 7, The Raid, 6, Die Hard, 5, 127 Hours, 4, Buried, 3, Rear Window, number 2, Moon, and number 1, 12 Angry Men.
Oh, well, I look forward to that was a great list. I look forward to the graphic that'll come for mine. My number 10 was Ex Machina. Number 9 was Locke. Number 8, Rope. Number 7, Lifeboat. Number 6, Moon. Number 5, Dog Day Afternoon. Number 4, Dread. Number 3, The Breakfast Club. Number 2, The Raid Red Redemption. And number 1, 12 Angry Men, which I imagine is our number 1 on our list there.
Already got us started off, and I am in agreement. So Moon was 2.6.
Yeah.
What was your...
Raid was 2 for me.
That's another 2.6.
Oh.
Do we have anything else? Nothing else in the top? Nope.
No. Time to bring out the coin already.
Wow, that was an early one.
That's an early coin toss.
Okay. I just think Moon is actually a better film. It is. I put it higher on my list.
I put Raid higher on my list.
So I got to reach over in this bag.
Tell you what, I'll let you have Moon on this one.
What do you want in
And
exchange?
then down the road, if there's another tie, I get dibs.
I feel like you're already looking at something. But that's fine.
I don't know if there's anything.
That's fine.
I don't think there's anything.
If you are, congratulations. All politics is local, and you just worked me, and you're perhaps in your favor.
I did.
I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know. Moon. All right, next.
Raid Redemption.
Yeah, that I got.
Okay.
That's 1, 2, 3.
I have Breakfast Club next. What do you have?
Rear Window at 3. You have so do you want that there?
There you go. Just game the system.
You tell me, though, that in your heart of hearts you think of that as a better movie than Rear Window?
Mm-hmm. Rear Window at times feels dated.
Oh, okay.
And plus, she's 12 and he's 75. That's a little ridiculous. Let's move on. I'm just saying.
It happens. It happens. Much like life, love finds a way.
Oh, yeah. Good point. What's your number? All right. We're going to do this the whole way down.
In essence, we only have to put on. So you added Ex Machina to yours.
I did.
And we have Locke.
Yeah, Locke's my number 9.
Yeah, so we can slot those in if you want at like 9, 10 right now.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Because they're so far down.
Yeah.
They shouldn't leapfrog multiple spots for us.
All right. So I got Buried at 4.
I got Dread at 4.
Well, Buried just...
Oh!
Buried the lead.
Wow.
You know what?
No. You started. Buried, then Dread.
I was saying, I'll flip a coin for that one.
No, fair.
Because the agreement was on the first one, not on the second one, and I just preempted. This is how good I am. Talk about a compromise.
Because there's 3 slots left, and if you go Dread Buried and we tie again, I get dibs.
I'll do double coin flip.
We go to 3 coin flips.
Well, no, it'd be 2. You would get, if you win, you get yours, then I get mine. Vice versa, if I win.
Fair
and
enough.
then the last spot, we could do another coin flip on that. That
Bring
way
out
it's
the
a
coin
little...
flip. Why
Bring out the coin.
Coin. Let's do this thing.
Here's another animatronic that we need. We need a little, have the butler, then hand comes in with the coin.
Yeah.
Camera shot right on it, lighting from above, add a little smoke to that shot. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Guys, this is definitely going to happen. Because after that, then John's going to build a special effects show.
Oh, yeah.
And he'll be up to date. He'll be up to date. All right. Hitting the ground as per usual.
Okay.
That is a Batman.
Oh, wow. I don't know if that counts, but okay. I'll accept it.
Do you want to contest the flip?
No, that's fine.
Do you want to put that
Barry's
as a
dress?
coach's challenge?
Well, I'd say if you're going to say it's going to hit the ground, let it hit the ground. You let it hit the table. So it's next time, just flip it. So it hits the
Still,
ground.
though, the last time you flipped one that maintained its horizontal plane the entire time and then basically kind of landed where it was flipped, rotating in the air, and you're like, that's a good one. And I'm like, that did not rotate
I like
once.
that you held on to that. I don't even remember that, but go ahead. All right.
It's one of those that sometimes comes off your thumb weird, and it has.
Yeah.
So it stays like that, but it's spinning like this.
Yeah.
So it's maintaining, but it's like, oh, that's really weird. Where did it flip off my thumb type of thing? I get it right every other. Boom.
Okay.
Buried.
Yeah.
And you had Dread.
So then I should flip for this one, right?
Go for it.
What do you have left? What's your number 5?
My 5 is 127 hours.
Oh, mine's Dog Day Afternoon. You're going to tell me 127 hours is a better film than Dog Day Afternoon? You're going to leave it to the coin flick? Really?
I would say 127 hours is actually better than Buried. I probably should have had that higher. I'm going to switch that. So I'm going to put 127 there.
Oh, now you're going to put Buried over Dog Day Afternoon? I think you got to put Dog Day. If that's the battle.
I agreed to a two coin flip situation, so a second coin flip is needed.
Your ego need to be winning. It's
not that.
terrible. It's terrible.
This
is why Chicago is
much like my conciliation before. Am keeping the same stance. I'm not violating the agreement that I set forth. I am being honorable, lawful, civilized.
I hope you're looking at the side I am doing.
That's fine. Those out there can understand that I am operating within the construct of the law.
I know a lot of you that join me in the side eye.
That's fine. And outlaw not agreeing to the laws, not surprising.
All right.
And the look on your face, there seems to be so. Dog Day Afternoon?
Yeah. Thank God. I was a little nervous.
Well, thankfully, we can play it back, and then I can go like Zapruder-like film, and I can go back and watch your eyes from that angle coming up and see if there's a glint of mischief twinkling from betwixt that corner.
Fair enough. All right, do you need me to get the drums, or are we good without them? I feel like we're good without them this time. You want to go with the drums? I can go get them real quick if you want to vamp.
Sure, go
Okay.
get 'em.
All
Go
right,
grab
go
it.
vamp.
I'll vamp, because your desk is literally right there. So you can run to it. Here's me vamping. There's still people in the office, just like last time. So I got to keep this on the hush hush. I wonder what Adam and Cody, did they manage to find time to put graphics in there? Well, we'll find out together, because we'll be watching this in 2 weeks' time. Or 1 week's time. Or 2 weeks once they put their editing on, I believe. All right, you ready to do this?
Let's do it. All right. The top 10 single location movies, yeah. At number 10.
Lock.
At number 9.
Ex Machina.
At number 8.
Dog Day Afternoon.
At number 7.
Dread.
At number 6.
127 hours.
At number 5.
Rear Window.
At number 4.
The Breakfast Club.
At number 3.
The Raid Redemption.
Number 2.
Moon.
And our number 1 single location movie is
12 Angry Men.
12 Angry Men.
And then
Those kids. Yeah.
We've got David Mitchell Baker's list to read.
Yeah, let's do that.
And thank you again for creating this topic. It was a good one, David.
Yes, it
And
was.
We thank you for it. So he says, here's my list. I'd forgotten how many great options there were for this topic. So there were a lot of tough omissions for me personally. Too many honorable mentions to list. Man, it's the same. Hope you guys I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. At number 10, he's got The Lighthouse.
Oh, interesting.
It's one of the few I still
I haven't
seen.
that. Yeah, either. Yeah.
9, he's got The Breakfast Club.
Yes. 9.
8 is Krisha. I don't know Krisha.
I don't know Krisha either.
Krisha.
Okay.
Krisha. 7 is The Hateful Eight. I don't agree.
Yeah.
They're in the wagon for and leading up to. It's 45 minutes before they're all in there together, legitimately.
Right. And we flash back, although it is the same location.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Flash back.
I have no problem with that.
Okay.
But all the players don't show up to the story until 45 minutes in. To me,
That's a good point, yes.
Numerous locations.
Yep.
6 is Snowpiercer. That's a great call. That is a great fucking call. Damn it. Birdman, I thought about it. That's his 5.
Yeah, but he's in and out.
Yeah,
he runs around.
If you want to say the location is his mind, perhaps.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, because the ending is so obtuse.
Yeah.
You can.
Did you call me?
Exactly. That's where I learned to view it like that. Like it is.
Where's that from again?
Ill-defined. Shawshank.
That's right, Shawshank. Obtuse. By the way, shout out to Clancy Brown, who's playing a great LBJ on The Crown.
Yes, he is.
Damn, I like that a lot. Those damn llamas. Anyway,
So 5 is Birdman.
Yep.
4 is Das Boot.
Das Boot.
Which the two of us said no to. 3 is Die Hard. 2 is Rear Window. 1 is 12 Angry Men.
Oh, yeah. See, good. Everyone knows it.
We got Rear Window at 2.
Yeah.
He agrees with me on Die Hard.
Okay.
We should have had Snowpiercer.
We should have had Snowpiercer.
One of us should have had Snowpiercer. That makes my list, and I can't believe I didn't see it.
Damn it.
Or didn't think of it.
Do they just start out on the train?
Yeah. Because the post-apocalyptic event has already happened, so this is society. This is
feel
reality.
like we should move Dog Day Afternoon off and put Snowpiercer on there. I think this could be a first for the show.
All right. I'm good with that.
We should put 127 hours off, really, but I'll accept taking Dog Day off to put Fan. That seems more fair.
See, now they can see your body language and hear your tone.
At number 7.
Snowpiercer. Edit remix on the show.
All right, well, that's our episode for this week on the Top 10 show. Yep, I'm just going to say, if you want to, that's the single location movies. If you want to tune out now, feel free. But we're about to give a lot of love to the patrons of the show. Read out their names on the show. After that, we're just going to wrap up. So if you want to hang out, feel free. If not, no worries at all.
Yeah. And this is just our thanks to every patron at $5 and up that it supports us. It's a way of saying thanks aloud once a month to you solely. And we wouldn't be here without you. We wouldn't be back on video. We wouldn't be going out and doing the live dates, which I need to talk to you about after the show.
Sure, sounds good.
So you ready? You got it up in front of you?
I think so. Let me bring it up real quick. The Excel spreadsheet. Thank you to Christopher Alexakos.
Yes, Mr. Alexakos.
For compiling this for us.
Put in the work to help us get this topic from David Mitchell Baker and also help him put together the shout-outs and the re-lists. And the guy's hustling, posting stuff on Patreon for us every once and again.
Yeah, it's very kind.
I guess it turns out the classics that are super, super long that we did in the past exceed the amount of space that an audio file can take up at one time, it's a singular post.
Okay.
So you had to find a workaround for that.
Oh, wow.
I just saw it on Facebook.
Much respect.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, guy is fantastic. It's amazing. We have so much great help between them and Mike Shea and Joe Ibarra, Kristen Smith, and Matthew Hasso, all of them. It's amazing every time. We would not be here literally without you and the patrons. So let's just jump right in. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
At 8 is AJ Barrera.
Aaron Carroll.
Aaron Hine.
Abby Lugo.
Adelardo Fuente.
Alex Ramsey.
Alex Russell.
Alexander Marzonia.
Aliyah Moore.
Ahmad Ali.
Andre Constantinesco.
Andres Mendoza.
Or Constantinesco, sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Andrew Herbs.
Andrew Hayes.
Andrew Marker.
Andrew Nally.
Andrew O'Day.
Andy Ortiz.
Andy Tan.
Angela Dashner.
Anthony Casanova.
Anthony George.
April Rybacki.
Archie Bear.
Asa Denning.
Ashley Prowls.
Marlon Tuttle.
Ben Quirk.
Ben Archambault.
Ben Cartwright.
Bernie Knapp.
Billy Gilliams.
Blair Simpson.
Blake Gant.
Blake O'Brien.
Bobby Carney.
Bobby Michael.
Brandon Caridi.
Brandon Monroe.
Brian Akins.
Cameron Belgrade.
Cameron Chapman.
Charlie McKenna.
Chelsea Lewis.
Chris Cabrera.
Chris Consiglio.
Chris Jones.
Chris Judge.
Chris Lemke.
Christopher Brockman.
Christopher McIntyre.
Christos Alexakos.
Clay Williams.
Cody Seal.
Connor Teal.
Corey Trainer.
Corey O'Connor.
Cody Markham.
Cody Rexford.
Dale Varley.
Dan Petraglia.
Dan Somerville.
Daniel Chipfoot.
Daniel McCarty.
Darren Bush.
David Mitchell Baker. Oh, I'm sorry, David Gregson.
David Mitchell Baker.
Boom. Deborah Torres.
Dimitri Milat.
TJ Red Hot Cox.
There he is, buddy. Drew Burkhart.
Drew Enns.
Dwayne Joseph Burke.
What's up, Dwayne? Dylan Buller Dempsey.
Dylan Johnson.
Dylan Yoon.
Ed Buzzkirk.
Edward Dobbins.
Ellis Menchaca.
Eric Bloor.
Eric Bruin.
Eric Grebner.
Eric Stevenson.
Evan Bistrom.
Evan Zoller.
Frank Montoya. Gareth
Weldon.
Jeff Kelly.
George Menchaca.
Giancarlo Simonetta.
Grecia Romero.
Gunnar R.
Hans Eskelson.
Haley Morton.
Houston Bodley.
Ian Horner.
Ian Brick Beltran Lopez.
Ewan Williams.
Isaiah Hoffman.
Jacob Pullen.
James Appleby.
James Nost.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
He, thank you so much, Dad. I wonder if you're listening as of right now.
Shout out. Thank you, Mr. Nost.
Thank you, Mr. Nost. Him and my father-in-law. They're both supporters and listeners of the show.
Thank you so
much.
much.
And he gave me guff a couple weeks ago based on a book for not having to kill a mockingbird.
Oh.
And I was like, you're probably right.
That's a fair point.
You're probably right. James Leggett.
James Petty.
James Trapani.
James Winstead.
Janvia Canizar.
Jason Bradshaw.
Jason Lau.
Jason Schrum.
Jeff Saliba.
Jen Kemp.
Jeremy Bowers.
Jeremy Metz.
JIC 317.
Jim Payne.
Jim White.
Joe Hyun-yon.
Joe Farrelly.
Joe Ibarra.
Joey Anthony.
Johannes Schmidt.
John Dowse.
John Keefe.
Jonathan Caro.
Jonathan Chase.
Jordan Wiltshire.
Joseph. Oh, okay. Joseph Burt Whistle.
Joseph Viola.
Joshua Stetz.
Josh Lawrence.
Josh Mabry.
Josh Murphy.
Josh Sachs.
Joshua William.
Joshua Wynn.
Juan Reyes.
Johanna Linavirta.
Julian Key.
Justin McDonald.
Justin O'Neill.
Catherine Samuels.
Keith Archer.
Keith Below.
Keith Fitzgerald.
Kayla Long or Kelly W.
Ken Reels.
Kevin Fuss.
Kristen Smith.
Yo, Christia Veselchik.
Kristen Kurtz.
Kyle Beckworth.
Kyle Feller.
Kyle Spahn.
Laura Deverson.
Lawrence Witt.
Louis Berrigan.
Luke Allison.
Luke Larson.
Mackenzie Horner.
Magalidore.
Mallory Garrett.
Marcel Behrman.
Marcus Davenport.
Mark Fawcett.
Mark Minchaka.
Oh, the three Minchakas. Matt Chipping.
Matt Hall.
Matt Hannigan.
Matt Simmons.
Matthew Asso.
Hey, Matthew Lee Cravens.
Matthew Pullen.
Maurice Robinson.
Michael D. Dyke.
Michael Kelly.
Michael McDade.
Michael Schmer.
Mike Barrington.
Mike Shea.
Mitchell Burrell.
Nathan Leonard.
Niall Blackie.
Nick Francis.
Nick Dornoff.
Nicholas Smith.
Nizar Alabasi.
Noel Kelleher.
Pat Bulfamonte.
PJ Patrick Campbell.
Patrick Mullen.
Phil Neglia.
Philip Renshaw.
Philip Lane.
Ravi Prasad.
Reagan Lubbock.
Rice Seaborn.
Rob McDonald.
Robert Francesco Sorace.
Robert Haley.
Rodrigo Valverde III.
Roque Aureliana.
Ruben Enriquez.
Ryan M. Brandos.
Ryan McKenna.
Ryan Nem.
Scott Lynch.
Yeah. Scott Zarnicki.
Scott Collar.
Seamus Braytag.
Sean Scott.
Seth Shearer.
Shane Noble.
Simon Brouillard.
Spencer Freightway.
Stacy Flores.
Steve Schluckebeyer.
Stephen Anderson.
Stephen Armstrong.
Sujayanth Fernando.
The Blast from Our Past podcast.
Nice. The Son of Oz. Thank you, Steve.
Thomas Price.
Thorsten M. Bowler.
Tim Begg.
Tim Franco.
Tim Reimert.
Timothy Berg.
Timothy R. Williams.
Todd Whitkey.
Wade Murphy.
Victor Whiskey Alund.
Interesting.
That's
Wiley Todd.
Will Morse.
Willie Logie.
Giggle-san or Exerian.
And finally, the one and only Mr. Zach Butts.
Zach Butts.
Our thanks to each and every one of you that supports the show. We can't thank you enough. We would not be here without all of your, goodwill, intentions.
Yeah.
Your actions, everything. We can't thank you enough.
It means a lot.
It does. It means the world.
Yeah,
And,
absolutely.
all the interaction that we get on Facebook.com/groups/Top 10 Show, people posting healthy, tons of debate about what comes up on the show, people debating the debates we had of whether or not a movie should be included or discluded.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see and get like an idea of what general consensus is.
The double bill one is a massive battle. I'm enjoying it.
It goes back and forth. Some people, agree with this. Some people agree with that. All arguments are heard.
Yeah.
Nobody's...
Nothing's tabled.
And nothing is, terrible.
Yeah.
It's like, that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion.
Exactly.
I kind of view it like this.
It's enjoyment of these debates.
Yeah. And then as the people that know each other, they kind of break each other's balls because they understand. They have a language between them.
Right.
And they don't spread it out to, if I don't know you as well. At least I don't see that as often.
Mm-hmm.
But there, for me, at Matt Nost on Twitter, MATTKNOST, and tons of debate there about the show.
Absolutely. You can follow me at The Roca Says on Twitter and on Instagram. See all the things I'm doing there as well. And we've got so much more stuff coming down the pike. If you are discovering us for the first time here on Collider, the Collider Live YouTube feed or on the Collider Live feed, podcast feed, I encourage you to go back and listen to our other episodes, listen to our other stuff. And if you want to become a patron, feel free. www.patreon.com/the top 10, number 10 there. Go and see the multiple tiers that we have there. But just come along. Follow both of us. Follow us on our Twitter as well at Top 10 Show. All of that. Get involved and come with us. And trust me, you won't regret it.
Yeah, and Top 10 Show is all spelled out, as is the Facebook group when you put it in the groups. And then we try and use the number 10 everywhere else. Yeah, but sometimes people beat us to the punch.
It wasn't an original idea. So,
it wasn't. Yeah. And we more than. It's not like we're. Dude, we should sue. This other person for having the exact same thought long before we did. First off, we need to get David Letterman.
Oh, right.
In retirement. And retroactively go back the idea of...
That'd be the greatest thing ever if we get David Letterman on the show. Almost impossible, but it'd be the greatest thing ever.
Almost. I would say with a guaranteed certainty, 99.9% impossible. There is a chance. There's always a
We'd
chance.
have to go to Indiana, I imagine.
I think he lives in Montana.
Oh, Montana.
No, maybe it's upstate New York or something.
All right.
But
either way, we'd have to find out.
Pretty sure he's got a big piece of property and he chills out there.
Never say never, man. You never know.
Yeah. I'm with you. Never say never.
Never say never.
I love Fievel was the fucking never say never again. Then they went west. Fievel goes west. An American Tail?
Yes.
Is that what it's called? American Tail.
American Tail.
The fucking Wish Upon a Star.
Yeah.
Loved that movie when I was a
Ross,
kid.
that James Ingram song. That's right, yeah.
There are no cats in America. I loved that movie as a kid.
Clearly. Much
I
love.
saw it in the theater, I think, more than once. And had the VHS when it came out and was excited for Fievel Goes West. And I liked it.
Yeah.
At that time. I liked it, but knew it wasn't as good as the first. And I couldn't tell you last time. But I've seen that movie a lot. Like that, Land Before Time.
Oh, yeah. People love that Land Before Time stuff.
That first one.
Don Bluth, yeah.
I've seen that so many times.
Wow. Okay.
The ones after that, maybe one or two here or there.
Yeah.
Because it took them a while, I think, for the second one to come out.
It's a different window. Like you said about Breakfast Club. That's your kind of...
Yeah, I was still a
to
kid.
me, I was too old for it.
Yeah, I
at
was
that
like
point.
7 or something when that came out.
Yeah.
His Littlefoot and his mom, and
Yeah.
she dies, and this
Okay.
fucking leaf in a puddle, and
Oh, my God. Stop it. You're ruining for the new generation.
it's fine.
Okay.
That's pretty early on.
Yeah, okay. In the
pretty
movie,
early.
you mean?
Yes.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
He loses his mom.
It's not like Bambi. at the
It's a
end.
Bambi thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's in the beginning. Well, I'm glad they didn't show that for Bambi. That'd be a little more traumatizing.
Mom? Anyway, all right. Well,
There it is, guys. We're closing on that. You're already in it. Thank you so much, everybody that tuned into the top 10 this week, and especially
Yeah.
on Collider. If you can't find us and you're listening, you find us, just go to the Collider live feed wherever it's at, and
Yep.
you can find the show there.
Yep.
And the video comes out a week after our show comes out, and that comes out on Tuesdays for our patron members.
right.
Our
We
Patreon
should,
members.
explain that. Yeah. If you're a patron member, you will get the video on the day of that the audio drops. Everybody gets the audio when it drops.
Yes.
No matter what feed. If you're subscribing to the Collider Live feed or subscribe to our top 10 feed, you get the audio the day it drops. But the video is reserved for patrons. Was it $20 and above?
$10 and above.
$10 and above. They get the video a week ahead of time. After that,
Yeah.
you all get the. And we're dropping them on Saturdays, from what I understand, currently at Collider, and then maybe that'll adjust to Fridays. But for right now, look for the video on Friday, on Saturday. So yeah,
But it's
catch
there
up.
for you,
It is.
on Monday. First thing, if you don't have anything to watch, when
Yeah.
you tune it up, you're like, I like to watch things at work, because some people tape on Sundays for
Yeah.
release on Monday, but Monday's kind of a slower day.
Yeah.
So, hey, check us out on Monday. Let us know.
What's going on?
Yeah. We'd love to see, or have this discussion then. If you guys are just getting to it, hit us up. Hey, I just watched this. Really good, blah, blah, blah. Or how didn't you have this? And sometimes it's like, I don't know, that's not a triple build me because of X, Y, and Z, but I understand your points. It's a healthy conversation. But that is it this week for the
We're
Top
almost
10
at
show.
4,000 views on the first episode. That's
Not bad
pretty
because it
not
dropped
bad.
out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. We have almost 4,000 views. It was 2 days ago as we're recording this.
Yeah.
So that's pretty incredible. So keep coming aboard, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we'll talk to you next time. That's Matt Nost. I'm John Roca on the Top 10 Show. Take care.
Adios.